Hello, greetings. So this ayat, Surah Azab, ayat by mistake. So we Shias, I wondered why we got it from the Sunnis. Why would the Sunnis say that it was a mistake by Umar ibn Khattab, or if the caliphs went there and they injured or whatever happened, like one ex-friend was telling me, a Muslimah, then it is a mistake, right? So I don't have any political agenda. Neither do I want to get swayed by my Shia Islam, Muslims. If one has now come up as a hero, so many shaheeds martyred, and so much has happened. We have whatever hypocrites, or may God, bring them on the right path or something like this. There are prayers, although hypocrisy is a terrible crime, sin in Islam. So we're going to examine this ayat where the Shias overlook this verse because maybe they don't understand. How could a prophet who is infallible, and if he made a mistake, this ayat, this part of his making a mistake, sorry, it's not. So in what case did he make a mistake? Our Shias must have known this from all angle, in-depth research. So I don't want if a great Shia hero, brave man comes up, I don't want that to get into the way of my truth seeking as a sincere truth seeker. So here, oh sorry, it's not focusing, and my eyes are also hurting, as maybe your eyes if you're going to watch this video. So this is from Surah Azab again, ayat 5. Let your adopted children keep their family names. That is more just in the sight of Allah. But if you do not know their fathers, then they are simply your fellow believers. But if you do not know their fathers, then they are simply your fellow believers and close associates. There is no blame on you for what you do by mistake, but only for what you do intentionally. And Allah is all-forgiving, most merciful. Now we were told whatever the Prophet does is God conscious. He's been God conscious. He cannot even make an unintentional mistake. And if he were to, that is out of the question. If he were to make an unintentional mistake, that God will correct him. So how come here it's about the Prophet? And I know my Shia ulamas for years have studied the whole Quran and all this. I've already said their lives were under threat and all this, right? So I tell myself, let's not get carried away by politics, or if a hero comes up in Pakistan and how he survived as a Shia. Let's not get carried away by that. We're going to look at the text here. These are only your baseless assertions, okay? And yes, this was part of verse 4 that I was reading through Surah Azab. Let your adopted children keep their family names. That is more just in the sight of Allah. But if you do not know their fathers, then they are simply your fellow believers and close associates. There's no blame on you for what you do by mistake. But only for what you do intentionally. Now let's see if the Prophet, again I'm going through this, whether this unintentional mistake by Prophet Muhammad, what was the motive behind this? Have to look at it from all sides. So, was this good? Was this mistake that our Prophet was so great that he even embraced a pagan? He as a human being and he as the messenger of Allah. He as a how do we break this up? But then you see, we cannot break it up like this. We say here in Surah Tahrim, again, he to please his wives, he promised them, but then it's a good husband would, Surah Tahrim, a good husband would, right? A good human being would tell his wives, no, okay, or I'm really, please, okay, please, I will not do this again. O Prophet, why do you prohibit yourself from what Allah has made lawful to you or for you, seeking to please your wives? Why do you make unlawful? Why do you prohibit yourself what Allah has made lawful for you, seeking the approval of your wives? And Allah is forgiving and merciful. Allah has already ordained for you believers. Now He brings believers in. So we are the men are quite happy. Yeah, if our wives are on Ayats, मुझे मेरी बीवी से बचाओ. वो लड़ती है, झगड़ती है. मुझे मेरी बीवी से बचाओ. So for these men believers, or maybe all female, no, the females, what is there for the females? There is a big honor for the females if they are obedient to Allah and His Messenger and their husbands. Allah has already ordained for you believers the way to absolve yourselves from your oaths. Sorry, excuse me. I could not get funnier than this, could I? I can. Ooh, I'm going crazy. I'm losing see. We're flying way too deep over you. You'll always be the one. You were the first, you'll be the last. I'm going oceans apart. Okay, sorry, acting funny. So this, I still cannot figure this out. No, Shias. I beg of, please see this. Mistake. So, we had a curse on ourselves. Now the Sunnis were saying that, okay, maybe Umar made a mistake. It was just a mistake. Or how can it be a mistake that he's gone to Fatima Zahra's house and saying that I'm going to burn your house and crushed her under between the door and the wall and given her a miscarriage? How can that be a mistake? Omar also that poor guy just wanted to alleviate the Prophet's pain. He was in a lot of pain, but he wanted his last will to give him pen and paper to write something. It just doesn't, these things, okay, mistake. So we were cursed by this mistake thing through the Sunni Muslims and their hadiths were saying. Battle of Jamal, mistake. So many people died, mistakes. Muslims, killing Muslims died, mistake. Caliph and Al-Mu'mineen, Aisha, instigated with Ibn Zubair and what's the other one? Or Zubair ibn, who was he? Anyhow, I can't remember now properly. I haven't gone through it. Mistake. Because you know why these Sunnis have not been able to? Because scientifically, if you look at it, and what our Shia say that Rasulullah was infallible. He could not. He could make a. No, he couldn't make a mistake. So this curse has been following us for 1400 years. Now, I started to wonder what we could have done wrong, we Shias. That our own Muslims are after us now. So they said, no, these are hypocrites, and they followed the hypocrites. It's not their fault, the Sunni Muslims, and we couldn't reconcile. And still there are some people after our lives, some Muslims, and all this. Okay, wife. Okay, so what he does, where shall I go? How shall I tell you? But please forgive my performance, my slowness, and my lack of eloquence. Remember when the Prophet had once confided something to one of his wives, and she disclosed it to another wife. Here mistake where no, here was like you've made an oath, and you believers can absolve. You are allowed. Oh, I made a mistake. Why? No, God has just sent Rasulullah the message that we can all swear by. Okay, just swear. I swear I won't do it again. I swear. Or, I won't do it again. I just won't do it anymore. Okay? I won't do it. The Prophet is saying I won't do it to his wives. So the Shia say, no, this is a husband now. Husband. But God is saying, O Prophet here. Ya ayyuhan Nabi. Ayyuha. Yes, Ya ayyuhan Nabi. O Prophet. Not O husband of your wives. No, I'm not going back to Shia Islam. And I'm not politically in any way. I've risked my life here. I've started to tell people, like, I'm an ex-Muslim, risking my life here, in the hospital, wherever I can. I just say it because I want to be honest. If they want to kill me. But let me just open your eyes to this. I was Allama Rashid Turabi's prayer. I survived. After losing a child of the firstborn, my mother was not conceiving somehow another child until my father approached Allama Rashid Turabi. You can Google search him if you are, a Westerner or a European, or you haven't heard of him. Allama Rashid Turabi. And so I've had to do this. This cannot escape. I mean, logically, even if I apply the Shia logic and reasoning and all this, it doesn't somehow, I can't anymore get it. So it has nothing to do with hypocrites now, Shias being hypocrites, some Shias, or my sentiments for the oppressed of Pakistan Shias. I was a Shia. Of course my heart is going to cry out for them. But I still want to tell you that this was, it just doesn't make sense to me now that I know. For the believers, you can absolve. Well, so how do our Allah has already ordained for you. What does it say? Indeed, Allah has already the desolation of your oaths, and Allah is your protector, and He is the all-knowing, all-wise. No, it doesn't say believers, but maybe the Arabic, I don't know the way it's written, that's why they have to put Muslims here. Allah has already ordained for you the way to absolve yourselves from your oaths. So He's shown you through this prophet that you can absolve. And He's told the prophet, since you've made an oath, oaths indeed has ordained Allah for you the dissolution of your oaths. Your oaths. Your oaths. Your oaths. Sorry, I'm going to continue later.